Welcome to Wellington International. We're here for week 2 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. We're here for the $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here on the Derby field. I am Ellen Sweetnam, and I'm joined here by Spencer Britton. Thank you for joining us today, Spencer.
Yeah, thanks, Ellen. Thanks for having me.
We have an exciting lineup ahead of us today. Before we kick off our class, we'd like to say thank you to our sponsors. Our title sponsor, as well as our class sponsor today, is WeatherTech. At WeatherTech, our high-performance solutions are designed to protect your vehicle from damage no matter what you drive. Visit WT.com to find your fit today. Presenting our live stream is Dot Technologies, your partner in engineering extraordinary experiences since 1983. Discover how they elevate sports, entertainment, and corporate events at dottechnologies.com. Also, the USCF is a supporting sponsor of our live stream, in partner with the support of the U.S. Equestrian Federation and the USCF Network. Thank you for joining me today, Spencer.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Have you had a look at the course? Is there anything, what's your thoughts on the course? What's the look of it so far? It's our first Grand Prix on the Derby field for the season, so definitely an interesting lineup ahead of us today. Anybody that catches your eye?
The funny thing about WEF is it brings just the highest level of competition, so it's a 3-star Grand Prix this week, but you have a lot of 5-star combinations. You have Cian O'Connor on his Ironman horse that's jumped clear in 5-star Grand Prix. You have Ben Mayer, obviously, on a championship horse, and just such high-level riders, high-level horses. Cian, is always ready to jump clear, and that horse looks amazing, so rooting for him. Ben, you can never leave him out. Have a few friends in the order too, Lucas Porter, Spencer Smith, so we'll be cheering for them as well.
For sure. And then just looking at the course, was there anything particularly that stood out to you? Think that might be a little bit of a bogey fence, or you think it's quite well built, smooth, cross, like it's going to be an even course?
Yeah, I think it's built fair enough, to be honest. We'll see how the time allowed plays a part. There's a few options. 1 to 2 straight away could be either 8 or 9. Jess Mendoza said she was thinking about doing 9. I kind of walked it at inside 8 for a big step. The second line also an option. So a few places to leave out if you really need to. I think the triple Oxer vertical, it's nice enough. You could almost do a leave out there if you need to for the time. And I think the last line is the tricky one. I think it's a blind turn rollback on a tall vertical away from the ingate, Liverpool underneath it, choking 5 strides to the last jump. Horses are going to be running out of gas, so I think if there's a spot they might have one down, it's this vertical here that Charlotte's pointing at the very end of the course.
Yeah, because I think what we watched during earlier in the week in the Adocon WEF Challenge Cup earlier with Olaf's building, the time was very tight during the Challenge Cup, so it's definitely something that people are going to have on their minds is the way he builds his courses. So you think, coming down to the last jump, it might be something people take a risk on and then have to just watch themselves.
Exactly, because there's so many good combinations, you don't want to have a time fault. There's going to probably be enough clear here, so just going to have to be sharp on that time allowed.
Yeah, for sure. Our first in today will be Charlotte Jacobs. She is aboard Instrumental. This is a 10-year-old mare by Qualadro out of In Loco. So this combination a top 10 finish in a meter 50 3-star here in Wellington International at the end of last year. And they also were third in a 2-star speed in Traverse City during the circuit of 2024.
Yeah, this is a young horse with a lot of quality. Actually, the breeder of this horse bred one of my best Grand Prix horses, Uncle Blue in Sweden. So I saw this one as a really young horse and always flashy, always careful. Just a really good horse. Charlotte does a great job too and has been moving him up more and more and really showing that it's a high-level Grand Prix horse.
For sure, and Charlotte has a really nice group of horses, has a really nice circuit of horses. They've done really well. She did a really good summer in Traverse City. I think she won like 8 or 9 FEI classes up there. So very consistent rider, definitely one to watch. And as you said, she's very good at producing these horses. Also, she's a lot of young stock that she's bringing up in her camp over in North Star.
Exactly.
So just coming down from the vertical to vertical from 1 to 2 and then...
Yeah, so actually got 8 and 8 quite easily. A big stride for actually not the biggest horse. Just walked it. Actually got to the jump slowing down like you're supposed to do. I find that 6 quite steady, but jumped it great, handled it well. And jumped out of the double super well.
You're jumping a big triple bar, then down to a very skinny and vertical, delicate vertical also. So it's a bit of a problem coming off a big triple bar.
That's the test. It just flattens you out a little bit after that triple bar, and coming down to a tall vertical, the horses might just rush it and jump through it a little bit, Wow. Just all the quality through the triple. So careful, this horse. Yeah, and she caught that line perfect. You want to catch it slowing down, steady at the vertical, so the horse can jump up, land a little more shallow, and you have more room for that 5, because otherwise you come in big and you're going to be on top of the oxer. So she did a great job. Just rolled, came a little tight to the jump, jumped it up and down, and then had some room in the 5.
Yeah.
Super nice round.
Charlotte just finishing there on the 4 faults. Just that fence coming down there at fence 7 after that triple bar. And as we said, you land a little bit flat after the triple bar, so you really, it's also a little slightly uphill, so you need to keep your rhythm up, but it's also a challenge of you don't want to flatten out more after the triple bar.
And these builders are so smart at WEF. Like, you see the pale white rails just plain, looking into that double with so many colors and so much going on. Sometimes they kind of look through the jump and through the vertical at this big spooky double, and they kind of forget to finish the jump at the vertical before, like they're supposed to do.
For sure, and you're also looking out onto the bank where everybody is standing, so it's another thing horses are catching their eye on also. And
these designers are smart, and they know that, and they use that to their advantage, and just might catch a rail out where you weren't thinking, but the course designer might have had it in mind already,
For sure. Next in, we welcome TJ O'Mara. He is aboard Ona van de Helly. This is an 11-year-old mare by Carlo van de Helly out of Hilden K. This combination jumped a top 10 finish in a 2-star Grand Prix qualifier at the Hampton Classic in August of last year. And we're also 5th in a 3-star Power and Speed in Kentucky during June of last year.
Yeah, TJ works for Max and Maya, and he's such a hard worker, and he's been on that team for a long time, and Max is really good about mounting him and keeping good horses with him, and he's been doing great with opportunities and jumping some big Grand Prix now, so it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, he had a beautiful round during the Challenge Cup, just a little bit unlucky, but a really, really nice round, so hopefully today is his day.
This might be the biggest class this combination has jumped so far, right? So that's a whole other thing to think about is, okay, you want to jump clear, but you also want to keep it a nice confident round and, keep leg where you need it, and just make sure it's just a nice smooth round as well, and give the horse a good experience, and know that you could jump a few more big classes after this,
Yeah, for sure. Like a day like today, it's kind of building experience, building momentum. You want to keep going in the, the right direction of moving up the ranks and jumping at this level.
Right.
So yes, of course you want to go clear, but it's also having a positive round and having a good day.
Yeah, and he rode that perfect. If you're tight on the wall, it actually helps the steady 6 and gives you a little bit more room so you could press up to the oxer. Ooh. Little miscommunication to the triple bar there.
You can just see TJ just reapproaching back again.
Yeah, strong ride to get it over that.
That's kind of what we were talking about. The horses, there's so much to look at in the ring, no mind outside of the ring. Like there's people everywhere, there's so much going on in and outside the ring. For a less experienced horse, it's definitely something that you have to be mindful of.
Yep. No, exactly, and he was strong to get it back over that triple bar and hopefully put the wheels on for the rest of the course here.
Just that triple combination causing a bit of an issue before he comes down to our last line, to 12 and 13. Yeah, TJ just finishing up there on the 12 jumping falls as well as 11 time falls. Time there 88.36.
Yeah, and like, well done to TJ there. You have a little mishap at the triple bar. There's a lot of spooky things. There's the water, the lake there, and he did good to come back around and ride it strong and then finish up the course. It's a good learning experience, and then the horse is, still gets that positive experience out of it, ready to go for the next 3-star Grand Prix, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. And as we said, they're stepping up to a new level today, so it's important to get experience. Yes, the falls aren't ideal, but, a very positive round overall. Had a little bit of spook at the triple bar, but came back super collected as if, they were approaching it for the first time, which is nice. 2 gone. Still waiting on that clear. Our third to go will be my Inez Denis Chambon. She is aboard Posti Ila Silla. This is a 10-year-old gelding by Prestigios LS out of Maribor LS. This combination were 5th in a 4-star in Ocala in June of last year. I believe Maya also jumped the under 25s earlier this morning and had a really nice clear round in the first round. It's interesting the way Olaf has built today that 1 and 2 are vertical to a vertical.
Yeah.
And it's also rolling down a hill also. So.
Yeah. And you saw her up for the 9 there. Charlotte rolled up in 8, no problem, just walked the leave out, and the last 2 to 9. So just something to think about. If you want your horse kind of not getting flat and you want it backing off, maybe you do the add early on so you could do a few leave outs later on. Just depends on the horse you have. A big scopy one like this, myself, I always add early on, so you keep the arc, you keep the shape, and the jump until the end, and if you need to do a few leave outs at the end, you're risking it for a few less jumps,
For sure, and that's kind of the risk of it, is if you leave them floating at the first half, are they going to come away from you?
Exactly. Especially on a 5 like this, which handled it well.
Yeah, Maya just finishing up there on the 16 jumping falls and 2 time falls. Time is set at 78 seconds. Just for reference, Charlotte was 77.86, Maya was 79.55, and TJ was 88.36, but that did include the circle. So yeah, 3 gone so far. Good course, seems quite even. Fences are coming down here, there, and everywhere, so it's a nice, mix.
Oh yeah. 78 seconds. Charlotte on a fast horse was just barely under that, and a few have had time faults now, so definitely something to think about is this time allowed. Here on the Liverpool, we just saw that's a time allowed spot. You could be quite tight there if you need to. Before the triple bar, you can be a little on the inside track, leave out a stride there. So you kind of always think about what strides you could take out. The least amount of strides in the course usually has the fastest time, so just really have to be conscious about where you're going to leave them out.
Yeah. Next in, we welcome Raleigh Hiler. She is aboard Obera's Chloe. This is a 14-year-old mare by Choco Blue out of Alana. This combination, I believe, jumped on the US team over in Oliva end of last year. She jumped on the Senior Nations Cup team over that gained bronze.
Yeah, another one here from Maximia in Stonehenge Stables. He does a great job just matching his riders with horses. He has Rally with 2 or 3 really nice ones that do 3-star level plus. These big scopy types, just ran out of room a little bit there in the 5, it looked like, but Rally's no stranger to these big classes, especially out on the grass.
Yeah, I think just gathering herself back up there. That Oxer didn't really seem to go to plan, not the distance she intended to get there. And just gathering herself before she approaches this line. You have a big vertical then down to the triple combination, so you don't really want to be going in without full control coming down here.
Yeah, exactly. sometimes out on the grass, there's so much space and so big and open that the horses can almost get taking you a little more than you kind of planned or thought. So I find on some of my horses out here, the strides get a little bigger, they get a little stronger out here on the grass. So sometimes it happens, you have to keep them in the box,
Yeah, for sure. Riley finishing up there on 20 jumping, 21 time. Her time was 99 seconds on the dot. But that did, again, include a circle. So, we've seen 4 so far, but the time is kind of hard to judge as of now. We've had 2 that had a circle. Charlotte seemed to take out strides and was a very flowing, but was just underneath the time allowed. Maya had time fault, so it's definitely something that people have to be looking at and paying attention to.
Exactly, yep.
And then just looking at that triple combination has come down quite often. What do you think it is? Do you think it's just the bending line from the vertical to the triple combination, or is it because it's at the end of the course also? People are conscious of time, they're moving up, coming down to it?
Yeah, it's quite on a half stride, I find it. Okay, it is a 9, it walks a steady 9, but it is quite steady, and it's an oxer, so you don't want to get there dead. You need enough energy to get through the oxer. So maybe just coming up a bit deep and slow, and that's a bit the trick there from the course designer.
For sure. And next to take it on is Genevieve Meyer. She is aboard My Lord Miles. This is an 11-year-old gelding by My Lord Cartago out of Ticora.
Yeah, lovely horse, this one. This is my favorite type of horse, just the big, scopy, careful enough. You see it off the front rail of the oxers. It's sharp, it's quick in front, brave, just lovely horse.
Yeah, Genevieve jumped with us a lot during pre-season,
yeah.
And it was really nice to see her coming over here.
Just the jump got a little flat at the vertical, but okay, reacted nice, jumped through the double nice. And sometimes these big, scopy horses, they can get across any oxer, they always get across the back rail, so you just want to keep them in the box, give them enough space off the front rail, enough space for the front legs, and that's kind of the way they like to go. But yeah, really nice horse, that.
Yeah. Genevieve just finishing up there on the 12 jumping falls on a time of 77.28. So nicely inside the time allowed. But as you said, big horse, big stride, was flowing the whole way around the course. So the time allowed is definitely something that people have to look at and just be conscious of with that 77.
Yep.
Genevieve finishing up there in 77.28 with that time allowed set at 78 seconds. We have seen a 5 gone so far. We're still waiting on our first clear in today's class. We even expected 46 to see today. Next to take on the course is Rupert Winkelmann. He is aboard Calvardo's son. This is a 13-year-old gelding. Another big striding horse. Another one you'll see flow around the course and, watch that time allowed and take out a few strides here and there.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Genevieve's horse, actually. Just big, scopy gray. Rupert showed this horse in the 5 stars last year here in Wellington. I remember him jumping clear in a good few 5-star classes. Took it down to Mexico, jumped all the 5 stars down there. So, experienced horse, experienced combination, and he knows him quite well at this point. Funny, horses are acting up a bit on that stretch of the course.
There must be something, as people always say, the horses sees things that we mightn't see and catch their eyes on things.
Yep.
So, there definitely must be something in that corner. You see him, he went a little bit wide to the triple combination. So maybe just not coming up the way he wanted it to. Or not to the triple bar, sorry.
Yeah, strong ride to get out of that. There is something about that line though. It's something is catching the eye. I don't know if it's, like I said earlier, the white rails and the spooky double afterwards and the color, and they might just be looking past the vertical at the double, or at all the people on the hill there. You can see along the skyline there. But it seems like not a lot of horses are focused on that vertical, especially that top rail.
I think as well the shine from the sun that's coming down this afternoon on a white rail is quite hard to see.
Yeah.
Just another little bit of a miscommunication coming back to that vertical there at 12. So the 2 refusals will be elimination for Rupert Winkelmann. So definitely a good course. Olaf is definitely testing people in all the areas. People are looking at it. As you said, that line is coming up. You know, those white rails, must be something in there. Those horses seeing something that we're not seeing. Next in, we welcome Alessandra Volpi. She is aboard Glamour. Glamour is a 14-year-old mare by numero uno out of Sadina the 5th. This combination were the winners of a 3-star winning route in Ocala in December of last year, and were also 4th in the accumulator at the Washington International Show. Another fast, big striding horse.
Yep. And you see her opt for the 9 to the 9, probably just to keep the horse in the box, you know, early on in the course. Okay, tight enough back on the wall. That helps the 6.
Yeah, the horse seems a little bit hot, so maybe it is a thing. The tight turns and
exactly.
adding
keep it in
helps.
The box.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're just down to this line.
All right, got through the tricky bit.
And they're just really having to collect back to this line, really, to the, you know, it's a very big vertical down to the triple combination.
Yep. And then the 9 can get quite steady there to the Oxer, and that's the problem. If you come in a little slow, then maybe it's a little long for the B element. It is a scope test, you know, the Oxer are part of the triple. But rode the rest great.
Yeah, just picking up that 4 false there in the middle part of that combination 11B in a time of 76.37. So inside the time allowed, but as you said, tight. Like, she was tight everywhere. She didn't seem to waste anywhere. She was very tidy with everything she was doing.
Yeah, exactly. Super round, you know, and if the horse is a lot of blood or hot, she managed it well, doing the ad in the beginning to keep it in the box, you know, and yeah, deserved to clear around that run.
Yeah, just unlucky with that. The triple combination, Oxer to a vertical, is a big test as well at the end of the course. You know, the horses are getting a little bit more tired. You're coming down to your last line. You're on the home stretch. And then they have to jump 2 big Oxers back to back.
Yeah, exactly. They run out of gas sometimes at the end.
For sure. Next in, we welcome Katherine Dinan. She is aboard Out of the Blue SCF. Out of the Blue is a 11-year-old mare by Verdi TN out of Casablanca da Sali.
Super experienced pair here, these two. Shane Sweetnam produced this horse up actually from a young horse and did an amazing job. And then when Katie took over the ride, just stepped right up into the big classes. Okay, on the senior team for the United States already, jumped a lot of 5-star Grand Prix, so really, really experienced. And you can see in the course just how an experienced pair handles, especially a 3-star Grand Prix. This will be nothing new for them, you know?
For sure. They've jumped a bunch of 5-stars. We're second in the World Cup qualifier in Washington. So definitely, you know, a new scenery coming into a 3-star. Also gearing up for season. We're only in week 2 also, so some of these horses having a break over the winter, over the Christmas period, and then coming back and just building back up their fitness also. Exactly,
yep. And you see just how the horse studies the skinny, backs off on his own there, and then has the scope for the Oxer. Oh, and just touched down. And just bad luck with a horse with this much scope, you know, just bad luck to touch down on the back bar like that, you know.
Yeah, Katie just finishing there with 4 jumping and 1 time in a time of 78.73, so just outside that time allowed also. But as you said, you know, you have to steady up coming to the big vertical before the triple combination, and then you're really just relying on scope to get through your triple combination, and really unlucky with that, having that back bar there at the second part.
Yeah, it's tricky when you have a 5-star Grand Prix horse. Sometimes you think you have all the scope in the world, and maybe you don't think you need to help that little extra bit, or sometimes you just expect them to clear the back rail, and sometimes it's just bad luck like that.
For sure. Our 10th to go in today's class, still waiting on our first clear. Our 10th to go will be Alex Matz. He is aboard Junior Cannon. This is an 11-year-old gelding by Cannon out of Enabel. Interesting enough, this horse jumped at the Young Horse Championships in Lanaken back a couple of years ago with Richard Vogel. So young horse had high prospects jumping in Lanaken.
Yeah.
And then came over here to the US with Alex.
Yeah, Alex is a good friend of mine, and he's been doing a great job recently, especially with this horse. He was doing all the big Grand Prix last year, especially out on the grass, so the horse has been out here. It's seen it. He's had an amazing year. He won a 5-star Grand Prix this year, especially at his age. Just amazing. He's been on a roll. He's supported by the McNeil family. They have a few good horses with him, and he does an amazing job with them, so always fun to watch Alex.
Just unlucky with that first part of 8A coming down.
And that is the tricky bit with a bigger, slower horse. You do have to be a little tight for the time allowed, so maybe you roll back tight on the oxer, and that front rail comes up a bit soon, and you just have to take a few risks with a slower moving horse,
Really beautiful through the triple combination.
Yeah, good ride there.
Alex just finishing up there on the 8 jumping false in 76.11. Really unlucky there that our bogey line, realistically, that 6, 7 and 8AB is the bogey line in the course. Just unlucky having the first part of A down, and maybe he was trying to go as a fastest for falter. We've 10 seen so far. We don't have a clear so far, so the tight turn back to that WeatherTech Oxer also, and that's just coming down.
Yeah, you always hear people talk about a course difficulty how connected it is. Oh, it's so connected, and bending lines and everything comes up quick, On a slow-moving, scopy horse like that, the trade-off is you get all the scope, but everything kind of is connected because you can't take a breath anywhere. You have to be on the time allowed on the rollbacks. You have to do leave-outs where you can. So even a spread-out course like this can feel connected, and everything comes up quick because you have to be sharp on the time allowed.
For sure. Next in is Brian Cournane. He is aboard First Choice HT. This is a 14-year-old gelding by Favorite Ask out of Confetti. Unlucky having the first jump down. I believe that's the first time we've seen that come down today. And just a brick in the wall also. That wall, it's so gappy. There's a massive gap in the middle of it. We've seen 11 so far, but none of the horses seems to be looking really down into it, which you would think they would.
Yeah, just quite airy, quite spooky. It's actually facing the ditch,
Mm-hmm.
So when you roll back, the horses are pointed towards the ditch, and then 2 strides later, they're facing the wall, So on the field, there's just so much to look at. Maybe why the first jump came down, too. Horses are just studying the whole atmosphere and might just forget about the jump. You see how much stuff is around the first jump and people sitting there, and sometimes they can just get distracted, forget about the vertical for a second.
For sure. We always talk about how in the stadium there's so much going on around you, but in the ring, like the Derby field, everything's inside the ring with you, seems, and plus a lot of people outside you. Brian just finishing up there on the 12 jumping falls and 1 time fall in a time of 78.18. So still holding on to our first clear. We have seen 11 so far. But as you said, coming back here, when you turn, you're looking into the dike, kind of, and then you have to readjust to come to that gappy wall.
And you'd love to give a few extra strides to study the wall, but then you might have a time fault, so you do have to take that risk. And the tighter you turn towards the wall, the more they're facing that Devil's Dyke, and then it can be a little tricky if the horse takes a peek at it.
Yeah, for sure. And next in to take on today's course is Michael Morrissey. Michael is on board Incento SA. This is a 12-year-old gelding by Cardento 933 out of Oramesca, the 7th. This combination were 3rd in the American Gold Cup this summer.
Yeah, Mike does a great job with this horse. Took over the ride on it. just a few weeks before the Gold Cup. Jumped a few classes and jumped double clear in the 5-star Grand Prix, the prestigious Gold Cup, and got a podium. And talked to him after. He was super excited and just a really, really big result. So that was great to hear.
We were talking about the Derby field and being on the grass. There's not that many locations in the US really that people can show on the grass as much as maybe in Europe.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the shows actually got rid of the grass fields. We used to have the Hamptons with the grass field and Old Salem and their sand rings now. So, yeah, some horses aren't quite used to it out here like they used to be. That vertical just catching another one out, actually.
Yeah. I think it's, it could be a mixture of you land off the triple bar quite flat. Also, you're moving up the hill, coming to the vertical, riding up on that distance. And also the white, as you said, the white poles. Definitely something the horses are looking at.
Yeah, you see Mike super tight on that turn for the time allowed. Because that is one thing to think about now is there's no clear still. So a fast four, at this point, there's nothing in the jump off, but a fast four might get a good piece of it. So Mike was smart, rode a fast round, left out strides where he could. Hopefully gets a piece of a result with that one.
Yeah. Michael Morrissey just finishing up there on 4 faults in 77.51. Slotting in as our second fastest 4 faulter as of now. Alessandra Volpi is our fastest 4 faulter. Still hanging on, hoping for our first clear in today's class. Still plenty left to go. Next into the ring, we will welcome Daisy Farish. She is aboard Quala van der Roelenbeek. This is a 9-year-old mare by Blanco Damuse out of Go Girl. This combination were second in a 3-star Grand Prix in Kentucky this fall. We're also the winners of a 2-star welcome stake in Traverse City during the summer. A 9-year-old mare, relatively young to go into a 3-star Grand Prix.
Yeah, but they had a few good results this summer, and Daisy's so experienced. Actually, for being so young, she's, had so many results. And like you said, already results in 3-star Grand Prix. Won a 2-star Grand Prix on this horse this summer. So she would know it quite well by this point. She works with Spencer Smith, who's also in this class. They have a good thing going. A lot of horses in FEI. Big training business here in Wellington. So they have a really good thing going and have been getting a lot of results actually early on this WEF. Yeah, I rode that great. Got the 7 slowing down into hand, holding off the vertical. Helps across B. She rode that great.
Triple combination came up really nice. Seemed to come quite smooth through that. Yeah, Daisy just finishing there on the 12 jumping fault in a time of 76.99. So nicely inside that time allowed at 78 seconds, just picking up those poles there.
Yeah, still a young horse, so good experience and setting up for even bigger Grand Prix she'll probably do later on this WEF. So good to get out here and let the horse get used to the Grand Prix on the grass,
For sure. And as you said, she's jumped 3 stars already with this horse and had top placings with them. But also being on the grass field is a totally different ball game than jumping in a sand ring.
Yeah, and there's so many Grand Prix coming up out here. There's 4 stars, a few more 3-star Grand Prix out here. So she'll be well prepared for those.
For sure. Next in... we welcome Sarah Segal. She is aboard Borland da Fondom. This is a 14-year-old mare by Tinka's Boy out of Cuira de Oran. This combination were third in a 3-star welcome stake in New York during the summer. Also picked up a top 10 finish in a 4-star Grand Prix during the Holiday and Horses series here at Wellington International, but over in the stadium, not on the grass field.
Yeah, she's had a great year. She also did well in Devon when I was up there, and that's a big class under the lights. Got a good result there, and
That vertical coming up as an issue once again.
yeah, strong ride through the triple. You see the scope, you see her riding the Oxer and helping the horse get across the back rails, you know, and then slowing down at the vertical and making the room for the 5. Yeah, good round.
Yeah, so we're just finishing up there on the 8 jumping falls in 77.63. This line, 6 to 7, how would you ride it? Because some people, some people are coming out a little bit more and give themselves a little bit more time to curve into it. Some people are just going in a direct line to it. But I feel like no matter what way you do it, people are getting caught out by it.
Yeah, so I find the 7 strides to number 7 you want to catch slowing down, you know. So I find you have to actually come on the inside track to the triple bar.
Mm-hmm.
You want to catch that, you know, slowing down enough so you can be on the outside track, slow down to the vertical, give it the time to, you know, back off and have some shape at the vertical and really study it. I find if you're coming at it flat or pushing, it's going to come down no matter what, you know.
Yeah. Next in, we welcome McLain Ward. He is aboard High Star Hero. High Star Hero is a 12-year-old gelding by Zazu out of Darjan Hero Z. This combination were the winners of the 5-star Grand Prix qualifier in the Hampton class this year. Just a little bit of a tumble there. We're just going to take a few minutes and hope that everybody is back up on their feet. And we'll get back in shortly. McLain and horse back up on their feet, just exit the ring, just building back up the course. But both back up on their feet and walking out of the ring. Next in, we will welcome Irishman Tom Wachman. He is aboard Tabasco da Torrencia. This is a 10-year-old stallion by Thunder van de Zoenhof out of Exambla da Zura. This combination won a 3-star big tour in Valencia in October of last year. This horse also competed at Lanaken back in 2021 as a young horse. This horse was also a previous mount of Kendra Brickop, who competed with this horse at the Rolex Grand Prix in Aachen this year, or last year.
Yeah, you know, Tom trains with Cian O'Connor, and Cian's such a pro. He matches these boys up with really good horses, and he's so good at finding them. And these boys, they're young, you know, but they have so much experience jumping these 3, 4, 5-star Grand Prix. So really nice to watch.
And as you said, Cian does such a good job pairing the two boys with excellent horses. They're always a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, and this one's really jumping today. Tom's riding it great so far. Catches the 7, slowing down in the hand. Steady at A, can help across B. That was a great ride.
He rode that line beautifully, really collected down to that vertical.
Tight for the time here at the Liverpool Oxer. Oh, and just a little flat at the skinny. I don't know if it stayed up or not.
Do we have it? Do we have our first clear? Tom Wachman going clear there in 75.65, so giving us our first clear in today's $140,000 WeatherTech Technologies Grand Prix.
Yeah, such a good round. You could see from the first jump that the horse is jumping, and you know, it looks like it's going to be their day, you know, and sometimes there's even more pressure to do it right when the horse is jumping like that. But he stuck to the plan, rode it great. I'm sure Cian gave him a great plan, and yeah, he delivered.
Really nice there, Tom, giving us our first clear in today's class. We have seen 17 so far today. Welcoming 18 to go will be John McCrea. John will be aboard Chocotolina PS. This is a 10-year-old gelding by Choco Blue out of Centilla. This combination had a top 10 finish in a 3-star Grand Prix in Wellington in November of last year, so at the end during pre-circuit. Also had 2 top 10 placings in a 3-star Grand Prix in Kentucky during the fall.
Yeah, very nice horse, this one. It's Schockemuller horse out of Choco Blue, you know, so just big scope, blood and big scope like the Choco Blues normally are, and really big fan of this horse.
And John, no stranger to this ring. You know, has jumped on Senior Nations Cup teams for Team USA.
No, exactly, and actually has quite a few young horses he produces up to this level. And this horse is jumping.
He had a beautiful round in the Adequan WAF Challenge Cup. Just had a time fault or 1 or 2 time faults, but had a really, really nice round. But definitely something that has to be on his mind today is time.
Yeah, exactly. These big, slower horses, you have to be tight, you know, somewhere and make up the time somewhere.
Yeah, that middle part of that triple combination just not going to plan. As you said, you know, 2 big oxers back to back are difficult to get through.
Yeah, you know, and you can land differently off the oxer. If you come in big, you can land almost deep into the line. If you land shallow, the 2 gets quite far away, you know, so really depends how you come in. Okay, it's a steady 9 coming in. Looks like the horse just landed a little shallow and he had to push, you know.
But got through it quite
but
well.
you really never know how it's going to come up until you land, you know. If they land shallow, then you have to push. If you come in long, you might be on top of B, so just looked like it landed a little bit stuck, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, John McCrea just finishing up there on 4 jumping and 2 time faults. Next in, we welcome Erynn Ballard. She is aboard Ansgar de Belém. This is a 11-year-old mare by Uno Dick out of Arasa de la Belém. This combination were 6th in a 3-star in San Miguel in October of last year. I do believe also they just started jumping FAI together back in October of last year, so a newer partnership.
Yeah, and Erynn's just such a pro. You know, growing up, you're always told the more horses you're on, the more hours in the saddle, the better you'll be. And Erynn's showing in every single ring. Milan has such a big sales business and has her well mounted, you know, and Erynn was the #1 female rider in the world for a while and always has something for these big classes.
For sure. I feel like every time I see her in the ring, she's on a different horse. But she's such a dynamic rider. She can pretty much get on any type of horse and be able to adjust her riding for them.
Slow, quick, small, big. She can ride it all.
Which I think is a great sign of a rider if you're able to adjust like that.
And this is a big horse. And you see the scope there at the skinny. You saw it coming out of the vertical oxer. Landed a little shallow. Just all the scope in the world to stretch across Prix. You see it at the oxer. All the scope in the world. Wow.
Just watching that time.
Wow.
She should be good. Really nice there. Erynn Ballard giving us a clear in 76.48. So guaranteeing us a jump off in today's $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here on the Derby field.
Yeah, and you see Erynn super happy with that round. The horse jumped unbelievable. Looks like it could jump any track in the world with all that scope, and just super nice round. It'll be good to see them in the jump off.
Really, really nice there for Erynn Ballard. So guaranteeing us a jump off today, which is nice. I believe Lucas Porter should be next to go. Lucas will be aboard Kentuckian. Today's definitely a challenging course. You can see the big smile on Erin's face when she finished. You know, she's a very experienced rider, went to the Olympics this year. But just really a testament of how difficult today's course is.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Lucas Porter next to go. He's aboard Kentucky N. This is a 10-year-old gelding by Chiara VDL out of Donaleva N.
Yeah, Lucas, one of my best friends growing up in Texas, always did great back in the home shows. Stepped up. He's been on Nations Cup teams for America. Had a great summer with this horse. Actually produced it up from a young horse. Jumped clear and got 4th place in a 4-star Grand Prix this summer. Jumped a super round, clear over fences in the qualifiers. So will be nice to watch him here today. Trained under Jerome Doubledum, so you see how smooth and proper he rides. You know, he had great instruction from Jerome. One of the best riders for sure of all time. And just that double, getting another one out.
Came really tight back to that WeatherTech.
Yeah.
But as you said, we only have 2 clears so far. So it's definitely, you know, a fast 4 falter, you know, might get you in the money as of now.
Yeah, Lucas is smart. He's experienced. He knows if he has one down, you go tight, you try to get a result being a fast 4. Yeah, super round.
Yeah, really nice there for Lucas Porter. Just unfortunately picking up that 4 faults in 77.97. Also just inside that time allowed.
Yeah, you know, a young horse, though, produced it up to jumping a track like this so easily. I think he's going to do some big 5-star Grand Prix on this one. And it looks like this horse can do everything. And, yeah, Lucas is the jockey for the job.
Yeah, beautiful round there. Just unlucky. That line coming up again, once again, is an issue. But still on those 2 clears so far. Those clears coming from Tom Wachman and Erynn Ballard. Next to go will be Stella Wasserman. She is aboard Play. Play is a 13-year-old gelding by Ludom out of Nara de Marim. This combination jumped clear in a 5-star speed and clear in a winning round in Traverse City during the September shows in Traverse City of last year. Also competed on the under 25 circuit here during WEF of 2024 and had a top 10 finish in a 2-star Grand Prix during WEF of last year.
Yeah, this horse actually came off of one of my friends, Jess Mendoza, who jumped a lot of 5-star Grand Prix on this horse. Actually placed well in 5-star Grand Prix up in Spruce Meadows. This horse has seen, yeah, some of the biggest Grand Prix in the world at this point. So Stella's been doing a great job. It really jumps for her. Jumped a great round in the qualifier. Okay, it does have this big stride you have to manage, you know, especially in a line like that. Yeah, the 5 can actually get quite short there, so if you come in big on the 5, you can almost run out of room a little bit.
And then with a big scoping horse like this, you have to watch when you walk a distance you think it walks normal, and then your horse might eat the ground up as you canter through it. So you just have to really watch those lines, and for sure knowing your striding, but also just a little bit riding off your eye.
Yeah, on a big scopy horse like that, you want to be slowing down at the jump, keep the shape, keep the arc, so you want to just have to get the room fit in, like she did here in the 5.
Yeah, really nice there. Stella just finishing up there on 12 jumping faults in a time of 77.00. Slotting her into a 12th place as of now. Still on those 2 clears coming from Ireland's Tom Wachman and Canada's Erynn Ballard. I believe that's the first time we've seen the Dodd Technologies Oxer come down. It's just coming down. You're coming down the hill.
Exactly.
You're flowing down to it.
Down the hill. If you do the 9 there, you can run out of room, and that front rail just comes up a little sooner than you'd like. But yeah, hasn't come down much at all.
Next in, we welcome Ireland's Andrew Bourns. He is aboard Disma DM42. This is an 11-year-old mare by Diardo out of Diva 42. This pairing is, they jumped during pre-circuit with us, also jumping at a 5-star level together in Traverse City and Spruce Meadows during the circuit last year.
Yeah, a good horse, and Andrew's super experienced with this one, and he'd know it quite well at this point.
Just unlucky that back bar of 5 coming down, that Hermes Oxer.
Yeah, but A definitely seems to be the bogey fence in this course. Horses are just looking at B, looking up at the hill, looking at all the people, and just don't really take their time at A there.
It's wild, Andrew seemed to land and really come steady to the double and, had it down, but some people came to flowing and they're still having it down. So it's really, it just depends on how you catch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Andrew coming home there on the 20 jumping faults as well as 2 time faults in 79.86. Those parts of the triple combination coming down as well as 8A and that back bar of that Hermes Oxer. I think everybody always says a good sign of a course is that most obstacles are coming down. Yes, 8A and 7 are definitely the bogey fences in today's course, but it seems to be quite even throughout. A brick in the wall came down, the Hermes Oxer came down, 3 came down, 1 has come down, 12 has come down.
They're falling all over, exactly. Definitely a good course. Only 2 clear so far, so it'll be interesting to see how it progresses, but definitely a good course. Rails are falling all over.
Yeah. Next in, we welcome Nayel Nassar. He is aboard Paso Doble SCF. This is a 10-year-old mare by Dictator out of Casablanca. This combination were 6 in a 2-star welcome stake in Old Salem during the summer and had a double clear in a 5-star winning round at the Hampton Classic.
Yeah, really nice horse, all the scope. Philip, Niall's rider, was producing this horse up for a while. You could see it was all the quality, all the scope, so nice to see Nayel with it, stepping up to some of the bigger classes.
Yeah, another American bred horse also.
Exactly.
Bred in Spike Coast Farm, same as Katie Dinan's horse Out of the Blue.
Yeah, Nayel rode that great. Came slowing down in the 7, gave the room in the 5. Horse jumped out great. He's the winner of the 3-star Grand Prix last week under the lights, so he has the confidence coming from last week's Grand Prix. Confidence does a lot in this sport.
He's an excellent rider. He's many different types of horses, really does a good job with all of them.
And so smooth, but can ride so strong there, the double oxers. Make sure the horse gets over the back bar of B. Slowing down into the 5. and helps across the back rail. Just amazing ride that.
Really, really nice there. Nayel going clear in 76.75. A really beautiful round there. You know, made it look easy in theory. I don't want to say that, but kind of looked like, you know, very smooth the whole way around. No, you know, pulling or kicking or anything like that. Very smooth. Rode a really beautiful round.
Yeah, super. That's the third clear?
Yeah, third clear. Clears coming from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, and Nayel Nassar. 3 clear. I believe we will see one more before our drag break. Last before our drag break will be Marie Deslauriers. He is aboard Emerson. Emerson is a 13-year-old gelding by El Diablo van de Zeerenhoek out of Ida van der Norenhof. This combination competed at the Olympics this year, or last year together. Definitely a seasoned partnership. Jumped at us during pre-season over in the stadium and had some results over there. So then just transitioning over to the field this week. As a rider, is this something people enjoy coming to the Derby field, you know, every second week and jumping on the grass and then jumping in the stadium? Or is it just a little bit, you know, you get exposure onto the grass field, but would people prefer to be your preference?
Yeah, you know, it depends on the horse. Some you want to change it up and you don't want to keep them in the same ring for 12 weeks of WEF, so it's really nice to be able to come out here, change up the scenery. Some get scope from being on the grass. You know, they jump so well across the oxers out here. The footing is so good that they get extra confidence. They jump even better. So definitely some horses it's nice to come out here. And then when you bring them back into the main ring, put them under the lights, they're extra fresh and extra ready to go. And so really nice to have both worlds here. You see experienced pair like this, it's jumping great out here on the grass. And yeah, Mario gives it a great ride for a clear.
Really nice. So Mario going clear in a time of 74.37. So nicely inside that time allowed of 78 seconds. So on those 4 clears so far from our first half of today's $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here on the Derby field during week 2 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. Those 4 clears coming from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, Nayel Nassar, and Marie Deslauriers. Just there that what we saw. So beautiful round done by all 4. Oh, we do. We have one more before our drag break.
I think this is Richard Neal, actually, not Andrew Wells.
I believe we will see Richard Neal before we drag in today's course. Richard is aboard Cadmaco LS. This is a 14-year-old gelding by Cursu La Selle out of Emerson LS. This combination picked up some top placings in New York, Tryon and WEC Ocala this summer. Also jumped during our Holiday and Horses series, jumping in our 4-star.
You know, Richard just stepping this horse up to some bigger classes this year, but doing a great job. Every time I see him, he gives it a good ride and has a good chance at a result, you know. That's a bit the scope test coming out of that double vertical oxer. When they curl A, they land a little shallow. You have to push for B. Sometimes it's tough for the horse to get across that back rail.
Especially people seem to come to 7 quite steady and try to, you know, be a little bit off it and have that steady rhythm to it. So then you're kind of moving up, down your distance while also being steady to that vertical first part of that double, and then just really squeezing to get the scope over the oxer.
Yeah, you know, the more you ask the horse to jump up and to come off the jump, the more you actually have to push when it gets to a big scopy oxer like that, you know. So just having both of those ways to adjust, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. The sign of a good horse, I guess. Richard finishing up there on the 16 jumping faults in a time of 76.46. Yeah, just really needing to, a little bit more of a oomph underneath them to come over that oxer.
Yeah, and that's the tricky part about a vertical oxer. They really have to come off A, because that's the horses are having A down. That's for sure the most had down fence. And then they land shallow. You really have to push across B. These oxers out here can get quite wide.
Yeah, and then that just triple combination, the oxer to an oxer, causing an issue again. But we've seen that it's, definitely something that Olaf has put into the course on purpose. It's definitely a test that he wants people to look at. 4 clears so far. Those clears coming from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, Nayel Nassar, and Mara Deslauriers. We're going to do a quick touch-up of the surface, and we'll be back for the second half of this $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here during week 2 of the Winter Equestrian Festival.
From no-drill mud flaps and water-repellent seat protectors to our laser-measured floor liners, WeatherTech has everything you need. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com, the ultimate protection for your vehicle.
Bainbridge is a fully integrated multifamily real estate company that has developed and acquired more than 43,000 units, representing $8.1 billion in transactions since its inception. With over 650 associates nationally, Bainbridge engages in virtually every step of the real estate process, from development and construction to acquisition and disposition, asset management, and third-party management of multifamily real estate. Bainbridge is the 20th largest multifamily developer and 19th largest multifamily builder in the United States. Our team of experienced and knowledgeable professionals are devoted to creating exceptional living experiences for all of our residents and building lasting and mutually beneficial relationships with our partners and clients. Bainbridge is headquartered in Wellington, Florida, with offices and apartment communities in Florida, North and South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, Maryland, and Texas. To learn more, visit www.thebainbridgecompanies.com.
At Palm Beach Equine Clinic, we know your horse is not only a superior athlete, but a part of your family. With more than 30 veterinarians, 4 board-certified surgeons, and the most technologically advanced equine imaging suite in the country, our team has all the skill sets required for accurate diagnosis and successful treatment. Palm Beach Equine Clinic is committed to providing exceptional service and care for both patients and owners. Visit equineclinic.com today to make us a part of your team.
Experience the true essence of equine serenity at Zen Elite Equestrian Center. At Zen Elite, horses and humans come together in perfect harmony. Located near the winter horse capital of the world, Wellington, Florida, our center offers unrivaled amenities designed to elevate your equestrian experience. Our facilities boast 32 stalls, 20,000 square foot covered arena, and a large outdoor arena with ESI footing. From grass paddocks to a luxurious horse gym and spa, we cater to every aspect of your horse's well-being. With top trainers in dressage and jumping, Zen Elite is the perfect place to pursue your equestrian goals. Our soul-soothing surroundings nurture the mind, body, and spirit of both horse and rider. At Zen Elite Equestrian Center, equestrian dreams thrive. Discover the harmony of horse and rider at Zen Elite Equestrian Center. Your journey begins here.
Welcome back to Wellington International. I'm Ellen Sweetnam and I am joined by Spencer Britton. Thank you for joining me, Spencer.
Of course, thanks for having me.
We are heading into the second half of today's WeatherTech Grand Prix here at the Derby Field. Our title sponsor and our class sponsor today for WEF2 is WeatherTech. At WeatherTech, our high-performance solutions are designed to protect your vehicle from damage no matter what you drive. Visit WT.com to find your fit today. Presenting our live stream is Dodd Technologies, your partner in engineering extraordinary experiences since 1983. Discover how they elevate sports, entertainment, and corporate events at doddtechnologies.com. USCF is also a supporting sponsor of our live stream, in partner with the support of the US Equestrian Federation and the USCF network. We have seen 24 so far. We have our 4 clears. Those 4 clears coming from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, Nayel Nassar, and Marie Deslauriers. Our first in after our drag break will be Andrew Wells. He is aboard Idol H&H. This is a 12-year-old gelding by Action Breaker out of Montana. This combination had a top 10 finish in a 3-star 2-face in Traverse City this summer, as well as a clear round in a 4-star welcome stake at Old Salem. First half of the course bogey line really seems to be 7, 8, kind of 6, 7, 8 AB. So it'll be interesting to see how people have watched the first half and how they'll approach it now.
Yeah, you make your plan while you watch the people before you, and you'd like to think you stick to what you walk, but it definitely does change, and some things don't always go according to plan, Andrew knows his horse really well. He's been clear in 4-star Grand Prix on this horse, knows his horse inside and out, so he'll have his mind pretty made up on the plan.
And when you were walking the course, did you think 6, 7, 8 was going to be as much of an issue as it is, or is it just kind of panning out that way?
I definitely knew that was the spot where rails would come down, but I didn't think it would affect so many horses and so many combinations.
That's kind of the beauty of this sport, really. As you walk the course, you think, you pick things out, pick strides out, I'm going to do this there, and, you just watch it, and going live when you're on a horse, it's very different than what you walked it.
Yeah, and, and the last line actually walks quite steady, a weird angle, Liverpool under the vertical, but the horses have been jumping it great.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscommunication coming there to the triple combination. That vertical at 10 coming down before Andrew approached 11 A, B, and C. As we've talked about, Oxer and Oxer, if you hit the first part not the way you would like it to, it's quite hard to get through an oxer.
Yeah, it's a long way coming out. If you don't come in right, it's a really long way coming out, especially when there's a third element, a C element. So, yeah, okay, Andrew knows this horse very well. They've jumped a lot of big classes together. Sometimes better to just say, okay, not our day, and we'll pick it up another day.
Yeah, Andrew Wells and Idle H&H just choosing to retire today in the $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here on the Derby field. Next in, we will welcome Ireland's Cian O'Connor. Cian is aboard Bentley Deslauriers. This is a 14-year-old gelding by Sunday de Riverland out of Quaval Deslauriers. Experienced horse, jumped at the World Championships in Erning. Cian obviously very experienced. I think he's competed on over 150 Nations Cups for Ireland. So definitely not a stranger to the ring or a stranger to different horses.
Yeah, and the Irish team knows they can rely on him. He's usually the anchor for the team, and just so experienced. Picks out great horses, so especially for his two students in this class. So always nice to watch.
For sure, and his student Tom Wachman being our first clear in this class. So we already have a member of Team Carlswood in the Grand Prix for now.
Yeah, you see the quality there. It just curls A, jumps the vertical so well, that tricky part of the course, just flying over it.
It's just really experienced, that line, is to know exactly how to ride it, and when you land off the vertical, how you must push to the oxer or not, or hold off, or, really be able to feel your horse and feel what you need to do in that moment.
Yeah, and Cian rides so strong, he gets across the oxer, no problem. Horse is really jumping. Just got to take it home now. Yeah, amazing.
Really nice, Cian giving us a clear in 75.90. So nicely inside that time allowed. That time allowed is set at 78 seconds, just for reference for everybody. So giving us our fifth clear, second Irish to come into our jump off today. Those clears, as a reminder, came from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, Nayel Nassar, Mary Deslauriers, and Cian O'Connor. I think something we haven't mentioned so far is the order today is in reverse order of the placings from our Challenge Cup on Friday. So you will see some of the top placing riders coming towards the end. Not saying the better riders, just the top placings ones. So you will have a different mix coming into the second half of today's course.
Yeah, you see whatever combinations we're performing on Friday towards the end of the course, so it might not look like there's so many clears to start out, but okay, clears usually start kind of adding up at the end with all the performing horses from Friday.
For sure. In the ring now is Amanda Derbyshire. She is aboard Cornwall BH. This is a 16-year-old gelding by Cournane out of Tessie. This combination were the winners of a 2-star Grand Prix in Aiken last fall, as well as coming third in the Welcome.
Yeah, gets the 5 slowing down, helps out cross B. Tight on the oxer here. These two can be quite fast, so I'm sure they'll be in the time allowed.
It's a real advantage, coming in the second half. You got to see the bogey line and see how people roll things, and just been able to, as you said, when you walked it, you didn't think it was going to be as much of an issue as it's coming out to be. So at least when you watch it, you're like, okay, I need to pay more attention coming down this line and not ride it as relaxed as maybe some would have.
No, exactly.
Done.
Exactly.
Really nice there, Amanda giving us a clear in 74.83. So giving us our 6th clear in today's $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix. And this line, she rode it beautifully. She knew exactly what to do, steady up to the vertical, and then just, keep the hand to the double, but also just giving a little bit of support.
Yeah, it's a steady 7, so whatever way you shape that line to give yourself a little more room, but you can't be pushing at the end. So you also can't get it done too early and be pushing into that 5. Then you'll be flat at the vertical, flat in the 5, get there too deep, so she did a good job. Got there early, slowed way down, and then could curl A-B of that double.
Yeah, really nicely done there by Amanda Derbyshire. Next in, we will welcome Margie Engle. She is aboard Jack of Hearts. This is an 11-year-old gelding by Heartbeat out of Brazil Z. Another horse that competed in Lanaken back in 2018 as a young horse. This combination were second in a 3-star in Traverse City this summer. And of course, Margie, one of the most decorated American riders, American legend. Definitely someone I love watching. Her style of riding, her ability to ride these horses.
Oh yeah, Margie's the best. And everyone in the field loves Margie, and always positive. Everyone asks for advice and help, and she's the first one to give it. And she's a fighter. She fights for the clear rounds. Just almost got a little dead, to the triple bar, and it's a long way across. It's a wide triple bar. Same with the out of the double.
That's the kind of the catch-22 of, knowing that the vertical is coming up afterwards. You want to get steady to that triple bar so you have them in your hand coming to the vertical, but then you don't want to be too steady to the triple bar because you're going to clip the back bar of it.
Yeah, exactly. Triple bars, they affect the jump before and after them. They're usually to catch you out on the jump after them. So, you have to make sure you ride it in a way setting up the next line.
Yeah, Margie, just a wave of the hand there from Margie Engle. Just with those two down, she knows her horses, knows exactly what to do. Just giving them a little bit of a break. As you said, we're in week 2 of season. We have 10 more weeks of jumping to go here. So, if today's not your day and you're having a few down, it's better just to retire and give your horse a little bit of a break than, pushing them through the rest of the course. On those 6 clears so far, those clears coming from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, Nayel Nassar, Mary Deslauriers, Cian O'Connor and Amanda Derbyshire. Next in, we'll welcome Emilie Conter. She is aboard Incline BH. This is a 10-year-old gelding by Staccato Gold out of Don't Touch Donna. This combination were second in the 5-star Hampton Classic Grand Prix in September of last year. Also picking up several top placings in New York and also in Europe. That's kind of an advantage for some of the riders that spend their time in Europe. You jump on grass quite often over there, and you have that experience. For an American-based rider, it's a little bit harder to get that experience on the grass field bar with us here in Wellington.
100%. That summer season in Europe is, mainly on the grass, and but she would be used to it at this point. She's experienced enough for such a young girl. She's jumped all the big classes and had a great summer. Training with Derek Kenny now, who's just helped her a lot, and they've been going amazing.
Another rider with some really good horses, has really good stock. I feel like every time she rides, I'm obsessed with every single horse she has.
Like you said, a big result in the Hamptons. I was watching that one. That was just really nice result. It helps with the confidence. When you're jumping clear in 5-star Grand Prix, just helps with the confidence.
For sure. And this game, this sport to a degree is a lot about confidence. I always remember when I was younger, my dad used to always say, if you're nervous, your horse feels nervous. So if you're confident, your horse will feel, confident.
100%. 100% true. Super nice round.
Really, really nice. Her made it look easy. Emilie Conter going clear there in 74.38 and beautifully inside the time allowed. It's very interesting to see the second half of the course, like the rounds, and the first half, that line was a very big issue. Time was something people seem to be conscious of constantly. For the the few that we've seen after the drag break, that line isn't as much of an issue. For sure, we've only seen a few.
And you see she came the one less to the triple. I didn't think so many people would actually do that, but it works out well. You come into the Oxer, land way more into the line, and you're not getting dead off the ground. The horse can actually get across the back where it'll be.
Yeah, she rode that beautifully.
Yeah.
Next in, we'll welcome Natalie Dean. She is aboard Concalma. This is an 11-year-old gelding by Castello out of Be Happy. This combination were clear in a 2-star in Saint-Tropez, as well as having a successful tour in WEF of last year. We just talked about Mimi spending her time in Europe. Natalie, another one that splits her time between here and Europe this summer. A prominent figure on the GCT tour. Also a major league. Busy girl for sure.
She showed this
experience.
horse down in Mexico also, the big 5-star Grand Prix down there. And yeah, like I said, when you're doing 5-star Grand Prix on these horses, you should feel good going into the 3 stars. You know, the horse is jumping great, and she rode great last week as well. So nice and warmed up for the season. Yeah, okay, the horse jumps high at the wall, and then she reacted well, moved up for the 6, which is normally a steady 6, but
That's kind of the element of an experienced rider, though, is to be able to react and know exactly, instead of being like, oh, I have to ride this on 6. You know exactly, I need to land and, you know, go with it.
exactly, and don't shy away when you land. You have to make up for that you know, the lost distance, you know. Good through the triple.
Just the last line. Really nice there, Natalie, giving us another clear in 74.92. So back-to-back clears coming there from Emilie Wachman and Natalie Dean. Both nice and fast. But really beautiful round, as you said, you know, coming back to that wall, you know, spooked a little bit off the corner, I think, and, you know, got a little bit high and landed it a little bit deep. And she reacted straight away. She knew exactly how to do, and it also, I think, a big tell of a good rider is, yeah, you need to react in those situations, but don't let it affect you for the rest of your round.
Yeah, exactly. When the horse is jumping like that, she did good. She rode strong, and okay, the horse jumped the wall well, you know, but you just land a little extra shallow, and you have to make up for it and make sure you're riding strong when the horse is jumping so well.
For sure. We're on our 8 clear so far. Next in, we welcome Brianne Goutal. She is aboard SNL Marden van de Heikenhock. This is a 12-year-old stallion by Deslauriers out of Hicken van der Moerenhof.
Yeah, Brianne rides so smooth, such a nice way with the horses. The horses love her. Had some good results on this horse. She jumped clear in the Hamptons qualifier last year. And just so smooth, stays out of the horse's way, just trusts them. Horses really jump for her. Yeah, and was so smart there, said, hey, get off of A. We've been smooth, but you need a clear A here. Unfortunately, just B comes down. That's a little bit the thing. Then you have to be a fast 4, you know, so she goes tight on the Oxer, the Liverpool Oxer, and then you just kind of lose the smoothness, lose the composure just because you're trying to be a fast 4. But a rider like Brianne, who has so many results, you also don't want to just be a slow 4 and lose the placings, you know, so kind of have to take that risk.
For sure, especially with, you know, she's jumped them before. It's just element of how much experience and mileage you want to put under the belt today. You can see her just really collecting and taking her time and then approaching the triple combination. Just know, you know, the knowledge of Brianne is she knows that she wants to come down to that triple combination the rest of the course and be positive. She doesn't want to force herself to go down through it and not getting a confident end of her round with this horse.
Yeah, and make the rest of the round a schooling round because she'll be back out here in a few weeks.
For
so the horse learned a lot from that round. Okay, if it gets a little flat, a little unraveled, put him back in the box and come back out in 2 weeks and go for it again.
Exactly. Brianne just finishing up there on 16 jumping and 22 time, just occurring to do with that circle before that triple combination. Still on those 8 clears so far, those clears coming from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, Nayel Nassar, Margie Deslauriers, Cian O'Connor, Amanda Derbyshire, Emilie Wachman and Natalie Dean. Next in, we welcome Harry Charles. He is aboard Casco Blue. This is a 15-year-old gelding by Choco Blue out of WizKid. This was Harry's mount for the Nations Cup in Aachen of last year, where Team GB secured bronze.
Yeah, you know, Harry young, but coming off a gold medal from the Olympics, and like you said, Nations Cup medals, and he's so experienced and such a good string of horses. He'll be dialed in for the day.
Great result last night under the lights in the National. An experienced rider, as you said. won a gold medal at the Olympics. So definitely an experienced rider, has that knowledge. Another one, a great string of horses.
I've heard McLain say it. I've heard basically every rider say it, just what confidence does in the sport. And you get a result like that, you're confident for the rest of the year, and carries over for all your horses, you know?
For sure, that unlucky, that vertical coming down at 10. Beautiful through the triple combination. Really nice. Our Harry just finishing up on the 4 faults in 74.41. Just took a little bit of a hold coming to the vertical, so just not coming up the way he wanted it to, but overall very smooth around, just unlucky at that vertical at 10.
No, exactly. It's a tall skinny in the middle of the course, you know, on the long approach, so horses can get a little flat to it and not curl it like they're supposed to.
Next in, we welcome Carlos Hank. He is aboard H5 Shack Attack. This is a 10-year-old gelding by Cornetto Blenski out of Utopia della Vergri. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, this is a nice horse. This is a big, slow, scopy horse like I like them. And I saw them show last week, and just really nice combination.
This course might play into his favor with the big stride, but it's also, we've seen horses with big strides do well. Pigs, you know, some of the horses like Natalie Dean's Concalma is such small and fast. So definitely a mix so far. But this is a really nice scopy horse.
Yeah, you see him walk the leave out in the first line in 8. Okay, did 9 to the next jump just to keep him in the box probably, you know. Because you know you have a steady line here coming up next, and yeah, you just want to make sure you have the brakes when you need them. And you see the way he uses the shape for the 7. He goes way out in the 7. You haven't seen a horse do that yet, just because the stride is so big and you don't want to have to be getting deep or pulling too much before this double, you know?
And then the scope coming out of that double.
Oh, yeah. And he's tight on the Liverpool for the time, because you have to be sharp on the time allowed with a horse like this. Yeah, gets across B, nice.
Cruise through the triple combination.
Balances up for the vertical. Really steady 5, but gets it done.
Really, really nice there for Carlos Hank, just inside that time allowed of 78 seconds. His time 77.12 on H5 Shack Attack. As you said, this was the line. He landed from 6, came out, and
yeah,
then
really smart. You really have to do something with the shape of the bending lines with a stride like this, because otherwise you won't fit in the 7, and you can't get deep to a vertical like that, especially the way it's coming down today. So came on the inside track to the triple bar, jumped it way out, fit in the 7, was able to get to that next line really well set up.
And there's the scope on that horse is
yeah, and so quick for the time allowed too, just amazing.
Next in, we welcome Emilie Conter. She is aboard Ocean's Quality. This is an 11-year-old mare by Baltic Vidial out of Wirra. This combination were winners of a 5-star at the Dublin Horse Show last year, as well as a top 10 finish in a 2-star Grand Prix in California during December of 2024, and picked up second in a 3-star ranking class in San Miguel. So another one of the riders that was following that major league circuit that was there in, you know, spent some time in Mexico and then went over to California. So gained some experience before coming to us here at Wellington International for the WEF season.
Oh yeah, Emily's great. She was jumping the 5-star Grand Prix down in Mexico also, and okay, they're with Stefex Stables, their family, so they have a lot of horses between the girls that they get to show, and they're in great practice before even coming here to WEF. Yeah, she set that up well too. That skinny's tough. Skinny's tough.
Are you coming at a little bit of a downhill to it? Like, is it rolling downhill a little bit and then you have to square up to the triple combination?
Yeah, you would think, when you walk, it almost kind of appears like it's going downhill, and I'm sure it does. Just a long approach to a skinny like that, just the long approach makes the horses get downhill on their balance, and then they have to climb this tall skinny, when they're on that long gallop. It gets tough to get the balance back up.
Yeah, Emilie just finishing there on the 8 jumping false in 75.25. Those obstacles coming at that triple bar as well as that vertical at 10. On those 9 clears so far, those clears coming from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, Nayel Nassar, Mario Deslauriers, Cian O'Connor, Amanda Derbyshire, Mimi Gotchman, Natalie Dean and Carlos Hank. Next in, we welcome Ireland's Paul O'Shea. Paul is aboard Emerald van der Hoerenhof. This is a 10-year-old gelding by I Am Mohrenhof Star out of Florence Durkenhof.
Yeah, Paul won a 4-star Grand Prix out here last year on the grass, so this combination is no stranger to this field.
This combination were the winners of a 3-star Grand Prix in Ocala at the end of last year.
Yeah, Paul's such a pro. He's so big on the plan, and he would even have that line walked, the long approach to that. He would know a number there. He's really good at sticking to a plan and very structured the way he goes about things.
That was really nice, that line. He rode it very, very well.
Oh, yeah. Tight to the Liverpool Oxer here.
And Paul knows his horses so well. He knows exactly where he can make up time, where he can't make up time. That vertical coming down once again at 10. It's funny, the bogey fence seems to have changed in the second half.
Throughout the course, for sure.
I feel like people are more conscious about that line from 7 to 8 and then, concentrating on the other jumps. But that fence at 10 coming down once again there for Paul O'Shea in a time of 74.10. But beautiful round, just unlucky.
Yeah, super nice, but okay, sometimes that happens. You get an unlucky fault, but you ride that course a few more times, it wouldn't come down,
Yeah, for sure. And then it's just a catch-22 of coming, how forward you come to the vertical to come down into the big triple combination.
Yeah. He came on the one less also, and I think it helps. I would almost do 8 there myself just to get a good shot in.
And then you want to hit it right because you're hitting 2 big oxers then out to a vertical. So it's definitely just important to make sure you have that rhythm underneath you to be able to clear those 2 oxers back to back.
Exactly.
Next in, we welcome Ansgar Holtgers Jr. He is aboard Pixel K van de Kittenhai. This is a 10-year-old gelding by I Am Mohrenhof Star out of Florence Durkenhof. This combination were the winners of a 2-star Grand Prix in the Netherlands in July of last year. Another pair that had a consistent summer over in Europe.
Yeah, and we were just talking about the Grand Prix last year where there was no clears, and I was jumping it, and I think we all knew there were no clears and almost kind of overthought things, and Ansgar went in and jumped a super nice clear. He won it outright without a jump off.
Yeah, for someone so young, he's so experienced. Like, you see him go into every class. He's very cool, calm, collected. Jumped in the under 25s, has jumped up to this high level, jumped on a Nations Cup team.
No, exactly. He has these big scopy horses that they're my favorite type. Just to make sure he always gets in the ring, in the Grand Prix ring. So he has a lot of shots at it, a lot of experience in the Grand Prix ring already. Shifted a little bit right, and then you also have to be straight through the double oxers,
Yeah, just
Otherwise, if you're on an angle, it actually makes the oxer wider. It makes the back bar a little further away.
Yeah. Ansgar just finishing up there on the 12 jumping false in a time of 75.43. So obstacles coming down at 8A and our lovely fence, that skinny at 10, as well as that triple combination. Really, really even shift throughout the course. Everything seems to be coming down. The course builder, Olaf Pedersen, has done an amazing job of just building something that's so consistent throughout the whole round. There's not a particular jump that people are watching for. People have to really be on it from like the get-go.
Yeah, we changed our mind about the bogey fence a few times now, so I think rails are falling all over for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Next in, we welcome Canada's Amy Miller. She is aboard Jagger HX. This is a lever gelding by Usit Nuff out of Footloose HX. This combination were fourth in a 5-star classic in thermal during December of last year. Also picking up some top placings in Canada, touring around Canada during the summer.
Yeah, you know, I see Amy on that major league tour, and she always has a good few horses for that. Her main horse, you know, the Truman horse, so consistent on 5-star Grand Prix, 4-star Grand Prix. She's clear most of the time. So really nice to watch Amy.
It's quite nice to see at, you know, the 3-star level, these top riders that with those 5-star horses bringing in some of their lower horses in theory, you know, those horses that are 3-star, you know, bringing them up the ranks, building them up to jump a 5-star, and just bringing some other horses into the ring and getting some experience with them.
Yeah, 100%, because you always have to have something else coming up to take the pressure off your main Grand Prix horse. I know I have a young horse coming up that I'd like to have as my 5-star Grand Prix horse here in a few months, but they have to step up at some point, and it's always going to be their first 3-star, their first 4-star. So it's nice when you see Amy and some of them bringing up some new horses, you know.
Yeah, Amy just finishing there unlucky with that 4 faults at fence 12, coming down in 74.91. But overall, a really, really nice round. Very smooth. You know, we're getting into those clears from the Adacon WEF Challenge Cup on Friday, sorry. So, you know, consistent. And as we said, it's nice to see those riders bringing those newer horses in. It's nice also to see, you know, for Team Canada, to see what stock is coming up, what horses are under the belt, what Amy has to, you know, pull out in a couple of years when, you know, eventually when horses retire. So it's exciting to see.
You got to think Amy's kind of one of the anchor riders for the Canadian team now. So I'm sure the team's always looking what she has coming up too. And you kind of always have to be thinking about the future. There's not so many other riders that are going to be thought of as for sure the 4 on the team. So they're always kind of looking for that next horse.
For sure. Still on those 9 clears so far. 2 of those clears coming from 2 members of the Carlswood team, Tom Wachman and Cian O'Connor. Next, we welcome in Max Wachman. Max is aboard Fancy de Kurgan. This is a 10-year-old stallion by Bourdain de Kurgan out of Vida de Kurgan. This pair came second in a 3-star Grand Prix in Spain at the end of last year. Also competed with Cian at the League of Nations final in Barcelona last year.
Yeah, they have a great system with Cian, these boys. He puts the experience on these horses, jumps the 5-star Grand Prix, the Nations Cups, the championships, and then they have such a good program. These boys take over the rides and get super experienced horses to jump their Nations Cups on in 5-stars. You've seen Max do the senior teams, and he's so young but so experienced at the same time, and they run a good program there.
For sure, it's really nice for those younger riders to, you know, when they get to jump their first Nations Cup or those Nations Cups for Ireland, it's nice for them to have the confidence with a horse, you know, that has done it before with Cian. They have that confidence going in there just to give them an extra bit of an oomph going in there, so it's less, you know, something less for them to worry about.
Oh yeah. And then you see Max do the Dublin senior team, which is high pressure for an Irish rider, and just do a great job, and they're just so dialed in. Clear last night, we'll see. And clear again.
There we go, another member of the Carlswood team joining our jump off today. Max going clear there in a time of 75.10. Beautiful.
Yeah, amazing. The horses really jump in. Max rides so smooth, so collected. Gives the time there at A, you can see, helps out for B. Rides patient, doesn't put too much pressure on. Just really nice round.
Really rode the distances what he needed to do, and, you know, also let the horse do their thing also.
Yeah, exactly.
Next into the ring, we welcome Spencer Smith. Spencer is aboard HHS Seattle. This is a 12-year-old gelding by Pacino out of HHS Shalane Lace. This combination had a top 10 finish in the GCT Tour, 5-star in Riyadh in November of 2024, and also the winners of a 5-star 2-phase in Traverse City during September of last year.
Yeah, Spence's doing great. He has a big training program here in Wellington. You saw one of their riders, Daisy, jump in the Grand Prix today. Just working hard, running a great program this year. He jumped clear on this horse in the 5-star in Shanghai, the Grand Prix. So yeah, these two are super experienced.
Spencer, very experienced rider, was on the team that won the Aga Khan in Dublin last year. So definitely not a stranger to the competition ring, has loads of mileage underneath his belt. Wellington native, so no stranger to the Derby field either.
Yeah, just had a great year. To win Dublin as an American going over there is just, especially a young American, is just amazing. He's been on plenty of other senior teams this summer. Had a good year so far. Yeah, all the scope gets across Oxer, no problem. Super nice.
Really nicer Spencer Smith going clear in 74.36, giving us our 11th clear in today's $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here on the Derby field during week 2 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. We have about 5 left to go in today's class with those 11 clears. Those 11 clears coming from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, Nayel Nassar, Marie Deslauriers, Cian O'Connor, Amanda Derbyshire, Mimi Gotchman, Natalie Dean, Carlos Hank, Max Wachman, and Spencer Smith. Next in, we welcome world number 1, Henrik von Eckermann. Henrik is aboard Steely Dan. This is a 9-year-old gelding by Heart Rock Z out of Giulio Castano.
So like you said earlier about having the second string, third string horses coming up and producing them up, number 1 in the world, he's always going to need that next string. He's always going to be looked to for the anchor for the Swedish team, and this is a younger horse. I think this is its first 3-star Grand Prix, so it'll be nice to watch how it produces up.
Having the world number 1 here in Wellington for the season, it's amazing for both us to watch, but also for the younger kids that are jumping at the junior level, and just seeing that world number 1 coming over here, watching him ride, watching his style and everything he does.
Oh yeah, and he's so smooth, especially with a new horse just stepping up. To watch how smooth and collected and with the horse he is, he gives him so much confidence. That he is so smooth and quiet, but so much leg to back it up at the same time. He gives him so much confidence. Really nice to watch.
His leg never seems to move.
And he talks about himself just being so with the horse. Short reins, forward, be with the horse. And you just really see it.
Just unlucky there at the first part of the triple combination. Henrik von Eckermann just finishing there on the 4 jumping faults in 73.09. But as he said, a younger mount bringing up his string. Just a little bit unlucky coming into this. Just clipped it. But just watching him is a joy.
Yeah, just first 3-star Grand Prix for the young horse. I'm sure it'll be one to watch for the future.
On those 11 clears as of now, Henrik actually our fastest 4-faulter, so puts him into 12th place with 4 left to go in today's class. Next in, we welcome Nicola Philippaerts. He is aboard Derby de Riverland. This is a 12-year-old gelding by Cournane out of Utopia de Riverland. This combination were the winners of a 5-star in Thermal in December of last year. Also picked up second place in a 5-star in Monterey in November of 2024. So another one of those riders following that major league circuit, doing some big jumping over in California as well as going down to Mexico. Another really experienced rider. Another one that's really nice to watch.
Yeah, you know, they have so many horses over in Europe, and just through their family, their dad was a high-level show jumper himself and just such a big dealer, you know, so you grow up riding so many horses. These boys can ride anything. Hot, cold, big, slow, they can ride anything. So really nice to watch.
That's kind of one of the advantages of being, you know, a trainer's kid, or you know, a professional's kid, is you get that mileage underneath you to ride all different sorts of horses, and just really, you know, learn how to adjust your riding to each horse that you sit on.
Yeah, we call them trainers' kids here in America. You look at Spencer Smith, you look at some of these other riders, you're riding 10 a day for your family's training business, and you just get so much experience, so many hours in the saddle.
Yeah, Nicola just finishing up there on the 8 jumping fault in 73.44. On those 11 clears so far, with still 4 left to go in today's class. And just so lucky with those poles, you know, just having that vertical down at 12, coming home to that last line. But, you know, something you're coming home down the last line, lack of concentration, your horse is going from underneath you. It's really, and you're coming to a very big vertical. So it's very, you know, you have to concentrate and just really keep it with you coming down to that last line.
Exactly. You always hear riders say, get the horse back on its haunches, like sit him up, because you just get long and flat and low towards the end of the course, you know, so you have to kind of box your horse up at the end and make sure they're not jumping flat.
For sure. Next in, we welcome Ben Meyer. Ben is aboard Dallas Vegas Batelli. This is a 12-year-old mare by Captain Kennedy out of Valletto Batelli, his mount for the Olympics. He was 4th in the qualifier. He's someone I love to watch. I love watching Ben. I could sit here and watch him for hours.
Just that classical position, classical balance, so smooth. You see it in the results. He's always top 10 in the world, ranked number 3 right now. This horse jumped great in the GCT classes, GCT finals.
He makes everything look so smooth.
Yeah. And like we say, so strong at the same time. He's so smooth, but always has that leg backing it up.
Those riders like Ben and Henrik and McLain, those, you know, they sit so still and their legs are so stuck to the horse that it nearly looks like they're not doing much, but they're doing so much.
Because they have the horses so between the legs and just right where they want. They don't need to move around, you know. Ben is so smooth, and then the horses jump from it.
Yeah, for sure. Ben going clear there, giving us our 12th clear in a time of 74.35, but beautiful, you know, as we said, looks like he's doing nothing but doing so much. Really nice round. It just makes it look easy. On those 12 clears so far, those clears coming from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, Nayel Nassar, Mara Deslauriers, Cian O'Connor, Amanda Derbyshire, Mimi Gotchman, Natalie Dean, Carlos Hank, Max Watchman, Spencer Smith, and Ben Meyer. Third place in our Adequan WEF Challenge Cup on Friday was Luis Fernando Lazabel. He comes in now on Quick Chick 3. This is a 10-year-old mare by Cosovados out of Jardin the Fifth. This is a previous mount of Mark Blumen, and the Mark had top placings with this horse at a 3-star level. And as I said, third in the Challenge Cup on Friday. So put in a really, really fast round on Friday. Really nice double clear.
Yeah, Luis is such a fighter. He's so accurate and really, really fast in the jump offs. Shame we won't get to see today, but rode a great round in the WEF Challenge Cup. You see how he uses the shape in the 7 also? Because this horse maybe doesn't want to shorten, or you almost want to be smooth the way you shorten so you don't upset this horse that looks a little more sensitive. So he really uses the shape to help out. Really nice to watch.
And it just comes down to you really knowing your horse and knowing exactly how you can adjust best.
Yeah, and you see the blue bit, the soft rubber blue bit, it just means the horse has a sensitive mouth and you don't want to be fighting, so that's when you use the track to help you out. So you're not pulling and upsetting the horse too much and breaking up the jump.
It just has really soft hands.
Really soft, really smooth. That was a great round.
Really nice. They're just coming home with that 4 false at jump 3. That Dodd Technologies Oxford's coming down at 3 for Luis on a quick trick tree. Still on those 12 clears. With the 2 remaining, these were our 2 fastest, our first and second from our qualifier on Friday. Richard Vogel is our first of 2 remaining. He is aboard Sidello. This is 11-year-old gelding by Costello out of For Ifta. This combination were the winners of a 3-star this fall, as well as second place in a 5-star at the League of Nations final in Barcelona. And several top placings, second at on Friday, so in our Challenge Cup. And Richie, of course, fast rider, accurate rider.
Yeah, and you talk about smooth and smooth hands. Richie's as smooth as it gets. Such a horseman. He can ride any type of horse also, and just so natural the way he rides. So he can just be quick the natural way he goes. Actually does 8 there to get the horse on its hind end and balanced.
He seemed to come out a little bit as well as taking the hold. So as you said, an experienced rider, he knows exactly what to do with his horse, to get them down to that distance right.
Oh, exactly. Gets the balance very much on the hind end so it could curl over the skinny. Does the leave out into the triple.
Really, really nice there. Richard Vogel giving us another clear in 74.32, giving us our 13th clear in today's $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here during week 2 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. Beautiful round.
Yeah, super nice. It'll be some jump off with him in it.
I know. And
just so naturally fast. It'll be fun to watch.
Hopefully Jess will go clear, but could be our last or second last to go in the jump off, which will definitely put the pressure on people.
Yeah, this horse is fun to watch with Jess. Just so careful. You saw them go so fast in the qualifier. It's just so careful that you don't really need to take a pull and set up for the jumps. You can kind of keep coming at them. And yet, being so careful, Jess produced it up to the 5-star Grand Prix level this fall. So just really nice to watch.
Yeah, Jessica Mendoza is aboard In the Air. This is a 12-year-old mare by Air Jordan out of Silva. As we said, this combination won the WEF Atacon Challenge Cup on Friday. Also won a 5-star 2-phase at the Washington International last year. Winners of a 3-star speed in Traverse City. So definitely experienced mount, as you said. Just producing it up, bringing it up to that 5-star level this year.
Yeah, Jess rides so strong. Also, so much leg that she could give them the confidence for these bigger jumps. Definitely jumping Devon under the lights, jumping Toronto in the tight indoor with the big crowd. They need that leg to back it up, and you see just the quality of this horse, so you want to have that confidence to back it up. such a big stride. You see her come on the 8 to the triple, which most actually haven't done. It's quite long, but it helps the horse get across A and B. Yeah, beautiful around that.
Really, really nice there. Jessica Mendoza giving us our 14th clear in today's class at a time of 75.51. I said beautiful round, so smooth, so nice. I think she actually pulled a shoe after the triple combination coming back to the last line and didn't even skip a beat.
And the horse just jumps. You can see how flashy it is, how good the hind end is, and that's why she kind of picks those leave outs sometimes, like to the triple, just to make sure the horse is going across and keep it jumping across. It's so careful. It's going to try to leave the jumps up. And they were so fast in the WEF Challenge Cup, so it'll be fun to watch them today.
For sure, we're definitely in for a good jump off. We have our 14 clears. Those coming from Tom Wachman, Erynn Ballard, Nayel Nassar, Margie Deslauriers, Cian O'Connor, Amanda Derbyshire, Mimi Gotchman, Natalie Dean, Carlos Hank, Max Wachman, Spencer Smith, Ben Mayer, Richard Vogel, and Jessica Mendoza. So 2 back-to-back at the end that were the winner and second place of the Challenge Cup. So definitely going to be not, all to play for until the last one goes into the ring.
Yeah, 14's a lot for a jump off, actually. Funny seeing the way it shaped out with not so many clear in the beginning, and you see the reverse order, how many of these combinations were performing in the qualifier. You see them really jumping in the Grand Prix. Okay, Amanda Derbyshire is flying fast in the jump off. Spencer Smith can be very fast. Richie and Jess are some of the fastest in the world, so it'll be fun to watch them.
Yeah, for sure. We are going to do a quick touch-up of the surface, and we'll be back for the jump-off of today's $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here at Wellington International for Week 2 of the Winter Equestrian Festival.
From no-drill mud flaps and water-repellent seat protectors to our laser-measured floor liners, WeatherTech has everything you need. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com, the ultimate protection for your vehicle.
A bottle of Chrome Horse Society tequila is the sign that you are in the right place at the right time with the right people. It is tequila redefined. Unapologetically modern and always a ride to remember. Chrome Horse Society tequila is the official tequila of the 2025 Winter Equestrian Festival. Please sip responsibly.
Bainbridge is a fully integrated multifamily real estate company that has developed and acquired more than 43,000 units, representing $8.1 billion in transactions since its inception. With over 650 associates nationally, Bainbridge engages in virtually every step of the real estate process, from development and construction to acquisition and disposition, asset management, and third-party management of multifamily real estate. Bainbridge is the 20th largest multifamily developer and 19th largest multifamily builder in the United States. Our team of experienced and knowledgeable professionals are devoted to creating exceptional living experiences for all of our residents and building lasting and mutually beneficial relationships with our partners and clients. Bainbridge is headquartered in Wellington, Florida, with offices and apartment communities in Florida, North and South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, Maryland, and Texas. To learn more, visit www.thebainbridgecompanies.com.
At Palm Beach Equine Clinic, we know your horse is not only a superior athlete, but a part of your family. With more than 30 veterinarians, 4 board-certified surgeons, and the most technologically advanced equine imaging suite in the country, our team has all the skill sets required for accurate diagnosis and successful treatment. Palm Beach Equine Clinic is committed to providing exceptional service and care for both patients and owners. Visit equineclinic.com today to make us a part of your team.
Experience the true essence of equine serenity at Zen Elite Equestrian Center. At Zen Elite, horses and humans come together in perfect harmony. Located near the winter horse capital of the world, Wellington, Florida, our center offers unrivaled amenities designed to elevate your equestrian experience. Our facilities boast 32 stalls, 20,000 square foot covered arena, and a large outdoor arena with ESI footing. From grass paddocks to a luxurious horse gym and spa, we cater to every aspect of your horse's well-being. With top trainers in dressage and jumping, Zen Elite is the perfect place to pursue your equestrian goals. Our soul-soothing surroundings nurture the mind, body, and spirit of both horse and rider. At Zen Elite Equestrian Center, equestrian dreams thrive. Discover the harmony of horse and rider at Zen Elite Equestrian Center. Your journey begins here.
Welcome back to Wellington International. I am Ellen Sweetnam and I'm here with Spencer Britton. We have just concluded the first round of this $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here on the Derby field. We have our 14 clear. Just running through some highlights we saw from our clear rounds. Currently on the screen we have Tom Wachman. Tom putting in a beautiful clear round. First of the class. We waited a long time for that first clear to come.
Yeah, you know, it's pressure when you're not seeing any clear rounds and high faulting rounds, and he went in and just rode a super nice round.
For sure. Those other clears coming from Erynn Ballard. Another one with this horse has so much scope. She jumped beautifully
amazing.
With it.
Jumped amazing.
You know, true that the triple combination was an issue for a lot of people in the first round, and she made it look easy, just popped through it, no problem.
Especially in Oxford. Oxford jumped across so nice. She'll be very fast in the jump off, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Nayel Nassar, the winner of last week's Saturday Night Lights class over in the stadium. Another clear round on his American bred Paso Doble SCF.
That horse stepped up great. Probably one of the first 3-star Grand Prix for that one, especially with Nayel. New mount for him, so really nice to watch those two.
Another clear coming from Margie Deslauriers on his Olympic mount Emerson. Just stepping back into the ring. I think they had a little bit off, so just, you know, getting that mileage back underneath them again. You know, you can't just, you know, have a 5-star horse have a little break. It's not ideal to bring them back in at a 5-star level, so just bringing them in
exactly.
at the 3-star level.
Step them up early on in WEF.
Another member of the Carlswood camp, Cian O'Connor, going clear on Bentley Deslauriers.
You know, you see these 5-star horses, these 5-star riders, and they all know how to go fast. They all know how to shave the turns. And okay, you're looking at Amanda now. She's one of the fastest riders out there. So really going to be an interesting jump off. See where people can save the time.
For sure. As you said, there's a mixture of very, very fast riders in the jump off. So it's hard to pick like a standout. Amanda, very, very fast rider, has top placings at this level. So it'll be interesting to see how today pans out. Mimi Gotcha, another fast rider, had a very fast time in the first round. So, you know, these riders, all of them, they're very fast riders. You know, some more experienced at this level than others. Today's jump off, a lot of galloping. You use a lot of the ring and just really move up across. So it'll just be interesting to see how, what rider takes the biggest risks, how much galloping can you do. That element of 8A and B are back into the jump off again, so wondering will they cause as much of an issue as they did in the first round. Thankfully that skinny vertical at 10 is not in the course, so something less for people to worry about. Carlos Hank on his extremely scopy H5 shack attack. Another one to watch. Big striding horse, so somewhere he can make up time is to take out strides here, there and everywhere. I believe we are ready for our first today. Tom Wachman will be the first to go on Tabasco de Taxura. Jump off course will start over fence number 2 and then galloping down to the Dog Technologies Oxer at 3, rolling back to that wall at 4 and introducing a new Oxer, fence 15, a Sunset Oxer, cross the ring, and then galloping down to 8A and B before having a left hand turn back to the Brain Juice vertical at 1 and then looping back around to a new Oxer in the course, a Bainbridge Oxer at fence 16 up by that bank. So that might be something people have to take into consideration. You turn back, you're facing the bank, it's a tight turn. But it'll be interesting to see what Tom does. Our first in and our jump off of this $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here for WEF 2. Starting over that vertical.
Wow, you see him do 7, no problem. That's a 9 for some in the first round, and you see him step up in 7.
Just not
tight to 2.
Yeah.
Tight to 2, but okay, a little deep, but got away with it.
And then just setting up down to this double. And cross into this really tall vertical at 1.
Yeah.
And tight back to the square Oxer at 16. Really nice there, really smooth around there by Tom Wachman in a time of 40.73. Really nice round. Seems to have a few places where he could make up a little bit more time.
Yeah, you have so many riders coming after you that are going to be fast. Hard to go first. You don't really know how fast you need to be, but there are some really good combinations coming after. But job number 1 is to jump clear, and that's what he did.
That's the risk with 14 in the jump off. You just have to go for it and just chance your arm and hope.
Yeah.
Because,
you see the likes of Richie Vogel and Jess Mendoza coming after you on those two. They're going to be fast. So you almost have to pretend like you're last to go on the jump off and kind of give it your all,
For sure. Erynn Ballard coming in next. Scopy horse.
Again, walks the 7. That's a 9 in the first round for some. You see a big stride like this, it's 7 all day long.
You could see with both Tom and Erynn, they came on the 7, but they were a little bit off. Like they travelled quite far after the Oxer, so the tight turn wasn't as tight as maybe Adding would do. We'll see as people progress in the jump off.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be still slowing down and get there close enough to where you can turn back tight on the wall. If you're going to do 7 and land a mile away, then maybe it's better to do the 8 and turn tight, but okay, 7 looks no problem so far.
Erynn just coming home there with the 8 jumping faults in a time of 41.14. A second slower than Tom. Tom was clear in 40.73, but Erynn picking up those 2 fences down there. 2 gone. As he said, tight. She's coming tight, but you're landing from that Dog Technologies quite far out. So, I'd be interesting to see if you add and get an 8, and then you can land off the dot and then turn a little bit tighter.
Yeah, I think it depends on the horse. Okay, this one is so big that you can get the 7 very much slowing down. A horse like this one, Nayel, is new enough for this level, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays it. Basically, the rule of thumb is the least amount of strides in the jump off wins, so if you could shave a stride or 2 off back on the orange, maybe there's another one less than Erynn did to the purple double. Maybe someone does 9 strides there. And then if you could be tight on the last. Usually if you count them all up, the least amount of strides wins.
Yeah, for sure. Next in, we welcome Nayel Nassar. He is aboard at Paso Doble SCF. Oh, so you're starting your jump off with a vertical.
Yeah.
You can't really come flat out 100%. And then you're trying to take strides down and you start off with a vertical. It's
100%. And you see Nayel do the 8, turns tight back on the wall, rides away from the wall. Still gets the 8 done.
just needs to be tight back to the vertical and then really get out a slice so you can spin back to that oxer quite fast.
You know, Nayel's quick here. Yeah, super.
Really, really nice there, Nayel giving us a clear in a time of 39.26, slotting into the lead as of now. Tom Wachman's time, sorry. Tom going into second in time of 40.73. So shaving it over a second off Tom's time there. Nayel Nassar going into the lead. And as you said, you know, he added and then came tight.
Exactly, yeah. It allows you to kind of leave out one less to that oxer. Especially a newer horse like this, you want to be able to make sure you can turn sharp away enough from that oxer that you don't do a leave out and lose 2 strides on the turn.
And he really sliced across that brain juice vertical. Like, you got a really nice slice, and then you can spin back quite fast on it as well. You know, you're taking strides out, slicing across, but you're also taking strides out at the other end, so you can turn faster back.
Yeah, and out on the grass, they can grow, and their stride can get even rangier. And okay, you cover more ground than you think. It's something to keep in mind out here on the grass.
For sure. Next in is Margie and Emerson.
Yeah, steady 8, turns tight afterwards.
It does seem to be hard to get that turn back. You know, it's a big oxer.
Ooh.
And then just a little bit of a miscommunication coming back to that wall. It is a, you know, catch-22. You're turning back to a very big wall. You want to go as tight as possible.
Yeah.
It has big gaps in it.
Yeah, and you got to take the risk. You see so many riders coming after you. You do have to take the risk and take that slice, you know.
Especially for him, there's been 3 gone so far, and they've done the slice, so you have to gamble on it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the tricky thing of a jump off, is when you're doing those tight turns, you don't know what you're turning back to because you haven't walked it.
100%. And you don't have so much time to react. You know, whatever kind of comes up, whatever distance comes up, you need to make the best of it. Try to catch that one less. There's a lot going on down by the wall. There's 2 jump crews sitting there. There are, you know, rakes. There's bushes. There's a lot there too. So let alone the spooky wall that is coming on a blind turn. You have a lot of things for the horse to get distracted by.
Yeah, Mario just finishing there on the 8 jumping faults. Just didn't have the distance he wanted coming around the bend.
Yeah, you know, it didn't look like such a bad spot. You know, it's just a tight angle. The horse might have been surprised by it, and just tough. Jump offs, you know, horses get surprised the same as we do, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, kind of looked like they had their eye on it, but you don't know, you know, the horse could have caught their eye on anything coming around that turn.
Exactly.
Next, we welcome Ireland's Cian O'Connor. Cian is aboard a Bentley Deslauriers. Time to beat is set at 39.26 by Nayel Nassar. Second is Tom Wachman in 40.73. There are only 2 double clears so far. So 4 gone, 2 double clears. Erynn Ballard in third with 8 faults and 41.14. And Margie Engle in fourth in 8 faults and 54.82.
Yeah, horse is jumping great. He comes right on the leave out, turns tight. Back on the wall, jumps it great.
Got a good shot at that wall. And just opens up down to the oxer.
Yeah, I kind of have to do the 10 to set up A there.
That has been such an issue in the first round. You really can't gamble too much
100%.
going down to that.
You see how much it comes down in the first round. You have to give it the respect. Comes fast on the vertical and tight on the last. Fast round.
Really, really fast there for Cian O'Connor. Slotting into the lead in 38.51. So just slotting less than a second off Nayel Nassar's time as of now. But as he said, you know, steadied up for the double because he knew it was going to, you know, it was a bogey fence in the first round, and then really galloped at, like, really trusted his horse to be careful enough to get over that brain juice vertical at an angle.
Exactly. I find when the horses are jumping that good, you can almost dare them up to the jumps a little more, and you can trust those leave outs because you know the horse is going to come off them. Actually makes for a faster round because you don't have to protect and set up so much. You can keep galloping up to him, you know.
And he could just spin back on that oxer so well. It really came up really nicely for him. The turn back to the wall came up beautifully for him.
Exactly. This is a fast rider, this.
For sure. Next in we have Amanda Derbyshire. She is aboard Cornwall BH. Fast and tight always.
Yeah, sets up the 7. Have to give the wall a little respect, which she does. Great.
Very, very nice.
I think that's going to have to be an 8, same as I walked it. Oh, just bad luck coming down.
Just unlucky coming down there. With the only 3 double clears so far, so you still could be within the money as a fast 4 faulter in the jump off.
100%. And she would have that in mind, and that's why she's staying on it. She's still tight to the last.
Yeah, Amanda just finishing up there on the 4 jumping falls in 40.81, slotting her into 4th place as of now. With our fast 4 faulter, actually our only 4 faulters so far in this jump off class. Just unlucky with that oxer.
Yeah. It actually came up nice too. But you open up your horse, especially on a leave out early on, the horse just almost flattens out a little bit, and that's kind of the risk.
Yeah.
But that's why it's a jump off.
She rode the wall so beautifully. She gave herself time, 1 to 2. She, kept up there, left out the strides, nice tight back to the wall, but also giving herself some time.
Yeah. And just a plain oxer, not as much to be impressed by for the horse. Maybe it just got a little casual.
Yeah, next in we welcome Emilie Wachman. She is aboard Inclin BH. Time to beat is set by Cian O'Connor at 38.51.
So training with Dara, she would have a good plan here in the jump off, and Dara's so fast, I'm sure he gave her some good insight. Does the 7, no problem.
Didn't even look like she took out a stride.
Turns tight too. That's tighter.
Wall came up very nicely for her.
Walks the 8. Yeah, 10, same as everybody else.
Sits up beautifully through the double and then just puts her leg on.
Fast to the vertical.
Really nice.
Tighter. This looks faster. Ooh. Yeah, super round.
Really, really nice. Emilie Wachman going into the lead in 38.10. Selling off over half a second off Cian O'Connor's time, but she really was on it from the get-go. Took out a stride, was tight back to the wall, cruised up. She got to the double quite well, but she set her body up so well that she supported her horse even though she was coming down at a fast pace.
100%. And okay, big fist pump, and it's a big moment. When you beat a few in the jump off already, that's going to play super well. Just really, really fast round. Worked out great.
Yeah, really beautiful round there by Emilie Wachman. Next in, we welcome Natalie Dean. She is aboard Concalma. You see Natalie just having a look at that wall, at the turn back from that oxer to the wall.
So this jump off's a bit tricky. I think it kind of has to be 8 after the wall. It looks like it has to be 10 to the double. I don't know if someone wants a dare up on 9 there. So that means just the to the wall, and then the last 2 jumps are kind of the only way to make up the time. And Mimi just laid it down, so we'll see if the rest can shave a stride off somewhere.
There's not much places really to shave the time off.
But the likes of Richie Vogel,
yeah.
They'll find a way.
He'll take strides out everywhere. She had to push really to take that stride out, so come, a little bit wider to the wall.
Yeah, exactly. You do probably 2. Ooh, just do 2 more on the wall. Catch it. Not exactly the way you wanted.
Recovered well. Jen moved up. Wall didn't go to plan, but
yeah, Natalie is a strong rider, so she'll put the leg on and carry out the rest of the round nice.
yeah, Natalie just finishing up there with the 4 jumping falls in 45.27. There's that 4 falls coming out that wall, and a bit of a stutter there, so the time adding there also, and just affecting her rhythm a bit for the rest of the course. Just not the distance she wanted coming around the bend.
Yeah, she knows what it takes to win that class, so she's trying to go for the 1 less, and the horse is just not turning so easily and just going past the turn, and anytime you drift past the turn, the distance goes away from you.
For sure. Still in the lead is Emilie Wachman in a time of 38.10. Very, very fast time put down there. Next in, we welcome Carlos Hank. He's aboard H5 Shack Attack. not a naturally a very fast horse, but a massive stride.
Massive stride. Normally in the grass, that big stride can help, and there's a lot of places to leave out. We'll see if he can find a leave out. It looks like the 7 is kind of set in the first line. The 8 to the Oxer kind of has to be 8. So we'll see if he can find a leave out somewhere.
The catch-22 of having a horse like this that is so scopy is they tend to spend a little bit of time in the air, which is a little bit of a downfall in a jump-off class.
Can catch. Yeah, it looks like he thought the 7 would be steady, and it almost turned into 8 there.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscommunication coming down to the Oxer.
Yeah.
Collected nicely, came back to the wall nice and tight. Just steadied up, coming back down to the double, and then just coming across to...
Yeah, you know, and it's a long season. He's going to jump a bunch of Grand Prix on this horse, so I'm sure you just finish up nice, take your time, put the leg on, make sure the rest of the round is a nice, confident round.
Yeah,
and a super nice finish.
For sure. Just coming home there on the 4 faults in 48.64. Standing in 7th as of now, but Carlos knows this. When he has a fence down with a horse that's scopy and naturally not as like fast and quick as like Mimi's horse is, so you know, fast and tiny, and it's like a little pony the way she rides it, that you know he knows that he's not going to make up that much time. So once you have a fence down, it's about more getting confidence underneath yourself. You're in the grass ring, just building that confidence with your horse for the next Grand Prix that you go into.
Yeah, especially with 14 in the jump off, you know, kind of just save it for another day.
For sure. Next in, we welcome Max Wachman. He's aboard Fancy de Cournane. Trainer Cian O'Connor standing in 2nd place in a time of 38.51. Mimi Gotchman in that top spot in a time of 38.10. Seemed to come as an angle to 1 to get that distance down to 2.
Yeah, but it looks like he's still planned 8, just got a little close in the 8.
Yeah, just unfortunate that dog technology is coming down once again.
Looked like he lined up for the 7, you know. And saying Max will put it back in the box, make sure the horse jumps a nice rest of the round, and save it for another day.
That's the knowledge of being in these classes, is knowing when you want to be a fast 4 faulter and keep pushing, or else when you want to take a little bit of a step back and be like, okay, we're going to do this for experience and just build that confidence for the next day.
100%. 100%. And when you go kind of towards the end, you know how well a fast 4 places, and you can keep your eye on that. And if you still get a good piece of it, you'll see some of these boys still pushing for that result, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Max Watchman just finishing up there on the 4 jumping in 48.86. So slotting him into 8th place as of now, standing on those 4 double clears with 4 remaining. Next to tackle it is Spencer Smith. Spencer is aboard HHS Seattle.
Okay, so kind of the big type of horse, but I've seen Spence go very fast on this horse. Actually can be quite collected with the stride when he wants to be, can turn very tight, so it'll be interesting to see this one.
In theory, this jump off will suit a bigger striding horse because you can take out the stride from 1 to 2. The only kind of hiccup is coming back to the wall, how tight you can turn with a bigger horse, and then you can take out strides, come down to double take out strides, and that turn back to the brain juice vertical, it's not necessarily a tight turn, you just need to slice it.
Yeah.
In theory, you know, and then turn back onto that oxer.
Exactly. But Spence is really fast rider. The horse can turn very tight, has a big stride when he wants it to, so it'll be interesting to watch. Walks the 7, walks, almost got there too soon.
Just another one picking up that oxer at 2.
And he'll try to still be a fast 4 here.
Would you only have those 4 double clears so far, so the fast 4 falter is gonna place.
Yeah.
Spencer coming home there on the 8 jumping falls in 43.73. So ranking into 10th place as of now with 3 remaining. So still in the money for now, but as we said, 3 very fast riders left to go. Ben Mayer, Richie Vogel, and Jessica Mendoza.
Yeah, and you know that's Spencer's a fast rider. He's already got a lot of results on this horse, so he's definitely going to go for it no matter what. And then you try to be the fast 4 also. It's the risk you kind of take, especially at his level. When this horse is already jumping 5-star Grand Prix, you do take that risk, and he wants to go for the win.
For sure, that's a joy of the sport, really, is, you want to risk it and try and be in that top placing and try be in the money.
Take that risk.
Next in, we welcome Ben Mayer. Ben is aboard Dallas Vegas Batali. This horse is such a big stride, and he's such a clean rider. Like, it mightn't even look.
Yeah, so fast but so smooth,
And he's coming off a different lead to everybody else to that vertical at 1.
Because he planned 8 so he could turn tight on the wall.
And nearly going as a circle.
Wow. Super tight.
So tight. Oh, unlucky. Just a brick in that wall coming down.
Huh. Did 1 less than Mimi even back on the wall, so maybe that's the strategy. You go a little tighter. You do the 8, you go tighter on the wall for 1 less.
Yeah, Ben just coming home there with the 4 faults in 39.46. So definitely, stepped off the gas a little bit towards the end once that fence came down, flowed down through the Oxer and the double. But finishing, putting him into 4th place as of now. Or 5th place, sorry, excuse me. Past 4 faulter as of now. Still with the 2 remaining, our 1st and 2nd from our WEF Challenge Cup on Friday. Just seemed to clip it with the back legs.
Yeah, it just
slightly.
came down. It was a late fall. Crazy that actually came down.
He seemed to barely touch it.
But so tight, so fast on the wall. It'll be interesting to see if Richie does the same amount of strides there. Definitely 1 less than Mimi on that rollback. That was just so fast. And if there's a way to do 7 in that, then that wins the class.
Yeah, next in, our first of 2 remaining in today's $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here at the Winter Equestrian Festival. This is Richard Vogel. He is aboard a Cidello. Top spot is going to Mimi Gotchman as of now in a time of 38.10.
And you'll see some of the riders come in and show the jump, especially one on a tight rollback, so it's not going to surprise them and they're not going to get shocked by anything. So that's what Richie's doing at the wall there. He's saying, hey, this is a spooky wall. I'm going to turn back on it really tight, and just don't be surprised.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah. Just be ready for it.
You think really what is going to make it is that turn back to the wall?
Yeah. And if Richie could do 7 in that same turn Ben just did, it could win the class. So he does the 8, same as Ben. Super tight on the wall.
So tight.
Same 8 slowing down.
He just needs to steady up for this double, really. This, that vertical is still very big.
Yeah, does the 10, same as Mimi.
Good slice.
And tight on the last. He has it.
Really, really nice, sir. Richie Vogel going into the lead in 37.66. So knocking off just under half a second from Mimi Gotchman's time. Very fast. Tight back to the wall, as you said.
Super fast. Really tight. Just under half a second faster. But I think it was to this green jump he found 1 less.
And really sliced across. It could turn back so nice to the last Oxer. Still 1 remaining though. Jessica Mendoza still is left to go, and she was our winner from Friday's class, so still all to play for as of now.
Okay, this horse is so careful. Backs off the jumps on her own, so you can almost just keep kicking up to the jump, and it'll be interesting. Jess is so fast, and we'll see if she could shave off a stride or 2 somewhere. actually an enormous stride for not the biggest horse.
Yeah, the horse doesn't look like it has that big of a stride.
But
If you objectively
enormous
look at it,
stride.
it's crazy.
Yeah. So she'll do 7, I'm sure, here. Still tight on the wall.
Oh, unlucky.
Oh, just bad luck.
Still on those 5 double clears though, so still a lot to play for with the fast 4 falter.
Exactly, a lot to play for, so she'll keep going. You know, 5th place in a 3-star Grand Prix, it's worth still running for, you know?
For sure. With a prize pool like we have today, you know,
Exactly.
that helps also. Jess finishing up there in a time of 38.83 with the 4 fall slotting her into 6th place as of now. Richie Vogel taking that top spot in today's $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix. Just unlucky turning back to this wall.
Yeah, but you know, have to take that risk, and she did the 7 and was still fast on the wall, so, you know, just wasn't her day, but still ended up with a great result. 6th place, great result in a 3-star Grand Prix.
Yeah, Richie Vogel taking top spot in a time of 37.66. Mimi Wachman in 2nd in 38.10. Cian O'Connor in 3rd in 38.51. Nayel Nassar in 4th. Tom Watchman taking 5th. Jessica Mendoza, our fastest 4 falter, taking 6th. Ben Mayer in 7th. Amanda Derbyshire in 8th. Natalie Dean taking 9th. Carlos Hank taking 10th. Max Watchman in 11th. Erynn Ballard in 12th. Spencer Smith closing out in 13th. MR Deslauriers closing out our leaderboard in 14th place. Good class.
Great class, fast jump off.
I know we said 14 to jump off. It's quite a lot to jump off in a 3-star Grand Prix, but had a really fast jump off. People kept going at it and at it and at it, which is really nice to watch and to see a consistent lineup. Very good horses and good riders in today's pool.
You see some of the best in the world in there. It was nice to see all of them go against each other, and just a great class.
It really shows the lineup that we had have ahead of us for the season. Like, as we said, we're in week 2. We still have a long season ahead of us. You know, some people aren't here yet or just arrived and are, you know, not building up to the 3-star yet. So it's really nice to see the quality of both horse and rider that we have in Wellington for the season.
Exactly. Okay, you see Ben Mayer's horse setting up, I'm sure, for a 5-star down the road. You see Richie Vogel will do a 5-star on that horse. You'll see Jess Mendoza do bigger. You'll see Cian O'Connor do 5-stars. So just really setting up for some bigger Grand Prix down the road.
That closes out our week 2 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. Richie Vogel taking top spot in our $140,000 WeatherTech Grand Prix here at the Derby Field at Wellington International. Thank you everybody for joining us. I am Ellen Sweetnam and I was joined here by Spencer Britton. Thank you for joining me, Spencer.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Please tune in next week and we will have week 3 of the Winter Equestrian Festival.